I just got out of work and I felt like I should share this. One of the funniest things I realized is I don't like I don't like men. I love bullying them. Like, I love terrorizing them. I love being an absolute menace to them. Like, imagine a relationship where I could just mercilessly bully a man. And every now and then, maybe I'll, like, put my head on his shoulder. But any other moment, I'm mercilessly bullying him? I love that. I love that.
Guys, this is just one of the many reasons why men are choosing to walk away from dating, alright? You got all these girls out here thinking that they can just treat men like garbage and that there's going to be no consequence for it, right? A lot of these girls, man, what they realize is that they can go out here and they can date dudes in their 20s, right? As they go into 30, whatever the case may be. But as they get older, guys, they start to realize that their crappy personality is not going to secure them marriage. It's not going to secure them a long-term relationship. And a lot of these women, guys, they end up alone with cats as they get older. But guys, what is going on? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, I just wanted to run you through a couple of videos and just go over, what are some of the reasons why men are choosing to not date anymore. And we've got a whole bunch of reasons. So without further ado, guys, we're going to continue with the show on to today's next video.
Okay, so I got my lips done the other day. They're starting to settle. They're looking cute. They're looking cute. The shape is cute. Here's the thing. If any men want to say some shit about women who get filler, because all y'all come out of your little fucking basements to say, "Ooh, why are you getting fillers? It's nasty. You look fake as fuck."
You always notice, guys, how whenever you as a dude, you might criticize, the way a girl looks or how she behaves or something like that, right? And not even necessarily in a mean way. Maybe you just don't like it or whatever the case may be. Or hell, a lot of these girls even ask for opinions, right? But the thing is, like, a lot of these girls, what they'll do is they'll instantly say, oh, well, you live in a basement, or you're short, or you're overweight, because they face any sort of criticism. And mind you, guys, this is the internet. All right, you can post literally just cute cat videos on here and you'll get criticism. Probably from me because I hate cats, but you know what I mean, guys? It's like, it doesn't matter what you post on the internet or what you do, you're going to get criticism. But, whenever women get criticized, gentlemen, it's, they've always just got to, they've got to attack a dude in some way, whether that be, saying he's got a small package or whatever the case may be.
Here's the thing. If there was a procedure to make your dicks bigger, y'all would do it. If there was a procedure...
yeah, and see, what did I just say, right? About the... straight to the emasculation comments, right?
If you could get an injection of hyaluronic acid into your little weenies to make them bigger and better, y'all would do it. Y'all would fucking do it. Okay? So men, you can stay mad. Men stay mad about women getting any kind of filler. Y'all just mad because you can't do it.
Watching videos like this, gentlemen, a few things to really take away from crap like this is that a lot of women, not all of them, but a lot of them will never really be satisfied with how they look, right? You guys will notice that even the girls who look fantastic and who are great looking, they all have insecurities, guys. Like, they truly do, because it doesn't matter. What they'll do is they'll go out there in the dating world, and this is something that a lot of guys realize as they start to date, is a lot of women are still hooked on their exes, right? And they have insecurities from their past relationships that they carry into the future. Because what you might not know, gentlemen, is that when women go out into the world, they compare themselves against every other girl, and it's a losing game. You see, because what they'll do is they'll say, okay, well, Stacy down the road, she looks better for this reason. She's got nicer eyes, or she has bigger this or smaller that, or whatever the case may be. And they're never truly happy with the way that they look. Especially because their ex-boyfriends, like, you guys will notice that every girl will come with a sob story these days, man, of how their ex-boyfriend treated them poorly, or their ex-boyfriend didn't like this about her. So now she carries that insecurity into her subsequent relationships, of which there are likely to be many. And this ties into one of the reasons why men are choosing not to date here, gentlemen, which is that a lot of women, it doesn't really matter what you do for them. It doesn't matter what sort of validation or compliments you give them, guys. For a lot of girls, it'll never be enough. I got a story that I really want to cover over on Patreon when I have the time. From a man who sent an email to me and just highlighting the situation in his marriage, gentlemen, where a lot of girls like this, man, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, it truly doesn't. I don't mean to sound nihilistic, but it's just no matter what you do for a lot of these women, guys, it'll never be enough for them. But this woman right here, gentlemen, we're going to be jumping into this video, and let me just give you a warning. This girl right here is something else.
I never respond to guys on Tinder with short bios. But I made an exception. The one sentence that this guy wrote in his bio, it just spoke to me. I have high standards and am already disappointed in you. That's basically what I would write if I was limited to one sentence on Tinder. So
before you even continue with the video here, guys, so this woman saying that she doesn't respond to men with short bios, every woman on a dating app will say, have like stupid rules. If you guys have ever sat there and watched a woman swipe through Tinder, it's honestly the most laughable thing ever. Because dudes are on there struggling for likes and, struggling to find a girl that might be interested in them. Girls will disqualify you for like the stupidest reasons, guys. They'll go, oh, I don't like his shirt, or crap like that. But let's just point out a few things like this. So this woman said that she doesn't respond to men with short bios. What she really means to say is that she doesn't respond to men who she's not attracted to. Let's clear that up. But this guy's interests right here: dog lover, he's into politics, he likes BLM, and he says, I have high standards, and I'm already disappointed in you. It's interesting.
Already disappointed in you. That's basically what I would write if I was limited to one sentence on Tinder. So I had to respond because his opener was normal. I had to respond to this guy. He was super hot. My physical type, blue eyes, brown hair, over 6 foot, lives 5 miles away in Beverly Hills. Co-founder of a company that he is brave enough to list publicly that I Googled and made sure it was legit. But I would like to point out, guys with short bios, they talk in short, curt sentences. You gotta be extra toxic and test them to the high heavens. You gotta test them even more than a normal guy. I get a lot of hate.
You love how it's always about, oh, we have to test men. We have to test. We have to be toxic. Right? This is one of the reasons why men just look at dating nowadays, guys, and they're like, really? Right? So I'm supposed to put up with your tests and BS and everything, and then what, you expect us to go along and have a merry relationship? What a lot of these women don't understand, guys, is that men don't want headaches, right? And guys who, have self-respect don't want to put up with your behavior because it's not respectful, right? I see a lot of guys out here when they're dating, right? Women like this will be rude to them. They'll say something out of line, and then the guy just he continues as if nothing happens and treats her well. It's like, guys, if a woman treats you like crap, don't be out here treating her like a princess still. That's not how it works, right? If she wants to retract her respect for you, there's no need for you to respect her, right? The respect, especially yours, guys, is not something that's freely given out to people just because they expect it, right? A lot of girls will have this attitude in relationships that no matter what their behavior is, no matter what they do or how they treat you, that they're still entitled to respect from you. That's not how it works, guys.
Hate from people saying that I am mean and sadistic, but I'm really not. If I were to talk to a balding 50-year-old man who is writing a lot to me and being very genuine, showing a lot of interest, I'm the sweetest person back to him.
Guys, can we get a raise of hands in the comments? Who on earth believes that? Right, this woman just said that if she was talking with a man who is 50 years old plus, who was balding, writing big long paragraphs to her, that she would, do the same and be respectful back to him. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, I don't care what girls tell you, man. Their actions tell you a different story, which is if she's not attracted to you, she's not really going to talk to you, especially if you're out here sending off big long paragraphs to girls. Guys, please don't be out here, wasting your time sending big long paragraphs to girls. Guys will literally get in conversations with women like this for months at a time. It'll get to the end and the guy will be like, okay, well, so do you want to meet up with drinks? And she'll make up 50 million excuses and you'll never see the girl. Guys, don't waste your time sending paragraphs to these people. All it does is validate them. Girls will literally, they'll take the validation and then they'll go, oh, okay, thanks. And then they'll run away with it. Like, because girls are in a lot of these social situations, not because they care about you, not because they're attracted to you, right? Not because they quote unquote love you. So many of these interactions basically boil down to the fact that I just want him to give me some validation, and when I get that validation, then I'm going to be leaving.
Because the whole point of testing, of playing these toxic games, of playing hard to get, is to test him, to make sure his interest is high. So if a guy's interest is already high, and he doesn't have like an ego or something that you're trying to break down, why would I be mean? I'm not like a heinous person. I'm only toxic and testing them as a strategy. I'm not actually just trying to be mean.
You know, I feel like this video right here belongs in a think before you sleep video, right? That guy is so fantastic at breaking down these, you know, what people have to say online. But whenever someone sits there and tries to tell you that I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, it usually means that they are. Right, and let's just talk about the manipulation games for a second, the toxic games, the BS that you want to play with dudes. Why should men put up with that? Right, so if a guy has low interest in you, if he's not super interested in you, you resort to, you know, being a toxic piece of crap. Is that, you know, is that the play that we're really going for here? And here's the thing. A lot of guys, they might have interest in you, but, you know, they're just not out here sending you paragraphs or whatever the case may be, because people actually have lives and they're busy. Believe it or not, men are actually, you know, a lot of dudes are out here being busy and we don't have time to text you all day. So what, if a dude doesn't text you enough, you're just justifying treating him like crap? It makes no sense.
For no purpose at all. This guy though, I'm sorry, he's too good looking. He has his life too together. He is too full of himself. So I gotta be really, really dry. Like one sentence replies. And this morning when he texts back something that's just like one sentence, no effort, low effort, I don't respond to that. I just click on the heart. And the ball is in his court if he wants to follow up with a legit question, asking me how my day was or whatnot. I'm not going to respond to like a dumb one sentence statement like that. This isn't toxic game playing, guys. This is to see his interest level. This is someone that...
Wait, didn't she just call it a minute ago? Toxic game playing or manipulation? Didn't she call it exactly what she said that it wasn't just then? Or am I kind of losing my mind here? Right, here's the thing, okay? This guy who sent her the sentence and now she's not replying, good. Right, it blows my mind, man, how girls will just spend so much of their time on social media wasting their damn time. And it's like, it's really tiring, particularly if you're an older guy, right? If you're someone who maybe you've just come back on the dating scene, or maybe you're an older gentleman, this stuff, actually, no, this applies to old men. This gets tiring real damn quick. Really damn quick. Okay, and again, why men, if I don't know you, right? Like, again, why would I invest all my time into you and you expect me to ask you certain kind of questions, or you expect me to write to you in a certain way, or you won't reply? Right? This woman, gentlemen, make no mistake, it doesn't matter what you do, she'll never be happy. If you pursue too much, she's not going to be interested in you. If you don't pursue, she's just going to be toxic and annoying. There's no win in situations like this. And again, this is one of the many reasons why dudes walk away from dating, is because they realize that, hey, even, you know, dating apps are just such a huge waste of time. Like, really, they are.
That when I swiped, it said he was a very popular user. Do you want to use your super like? So he's getting a ton of likes, and you have to be extra careful to not be a pick-me, because this person is used to it. We can only entertain guys who are high effort to us. If right off the bat, he already thinks that you are a pick-me, that he can trample all over you, he doesn't value you, that's gonna get bad. That's how people get into like FWBs, and they don't get anything out of a situationship. So whenever you feel...
And I just want to clarify that the rest of this woman's timeline, guys, what she means when she says get something out of the relationship, it means exactly what you think it means. Money is what it means. Right, it literally just means money. Not there because she cares about the dude, not there because she loves him, right? It's like, what can I, the woman, get out of the relationship?
Like, this guy might not be fully invested. He's giving you dry replies. Just don't reply to him or just heart his message. If he really liked you, trust me, he will not let you go. He will follow up. If he's viewing you just as like a placeholder, a backup, he doesn't really care because there's 20 more girls that he wants more than you, then it's best that he just leaves and you move on.
I mean, this advice is all well and good, right? You know, just at the end there, you know, save your time. If he's not interested, don't chase him. But, you know, if we look at her actions, guys, and we look at her, you know, for example, her relationship status, where's her man? Right? Where's her boyfriend? Where's her husband and stuff like this? All these women who talk about, oh, self-respect and I've got standards, right? And I expect the guy to chase me. I expect men to do this. Okay, let's take a look at your dating history and let's ask ourselves the question, what type of men have you dated and or, you know, been with? And do you have a boyfriend currently, or are you in a situationship? Right, because I would bet, gentlemen, just looking, guys, like you check out women's dating history who give advice like this, and let me tell you something, it's not particularly good. Like it really isn't. But guys, we're going to be jumping back into today's first video before we jump into today's Reddit stories, because we didn't have a bit of a look at this one. So let's jump back in if I can select the right screen.
I just got out of work and I felt like I should share this. One of the funniest things I realized is I don't like men.
Can we just acknowledge for a moment how utterly psychotic this is, right? And I don't mean that in a rude way before the YouTube ban hammer comes down on the channel, right? It's just like, what's so funny about this? I don't understand. Like, I really don't. Dude, if you're watching this right now, like if you're someone who's sitting there watching the screen, maybe you're not, you know, you're listening, I'd encourage you to have a look at the screen right now and just count the amount of red flags going on here, right? There are so many, what is this, like eyes and, you know, this woman would have had to do many takes to make this video as well, guys. I want you guys to understand that when these girls make these TikToks, right, and they talk about standards and all that kind of crap, oh, the outfit is chosen for the video, right? It's the amount of time investment that goes into this crap. But again, I just don't see what's funny about that sentence, right? I really don't. And speaking of, I mentioned him earlier, Think Before You Sleep, right? He did a really fantastic video on woke comedians and why they aren't funny. I'm just getting the same vibes, man. You know, where these people say stuff and they think it's funny, but I just, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I'm just missing it. I don't know, man.
I love bullying them. Like, I love terrorizing them. I love being an absolute menace to them. Like, imagine a relationship where I could just mercilessly bully a man. And every now and then, maybe.
And he drives me around and buys me stuff.
I'll like put my head on his shoulder. But any other moment, I'm mercilessly bullying him. I love that.
I don't understand, guys. Like, there are certain TikToks that we watch on the internet, gentlemen, and I just think to myself, wow, this is really where society has gotten. Right, this woman, this is a very small TikTok creator, right? This woman has 489 likes on it and 45 comments, which is fairly small considering the videos that we normally watch, guys. But, you know, this woman has support behind this, right? And here's the thing, okay, if you're not interested in men, that's totally fine. Just enjoy your cats, right? I see so many girls walk around here and say, I don't need a man, I don't need a dude, or whatever the case may be. And these are the same girls, man, who run into the 40 and 50 years old, and then all of a sudden they need a dude because they don't want to work the rest of their life. You know what I mean, guys? And this is something that you see time and time again. But I wanted to show you guys a couple of Reddit stories, again, going over why men are refusing to date. So let's take a look at this particular situation here. If I can pull up the right screen. So this is a fairly recent one, and its title is, Husband is trying so hard to save our marriage, and I feel so guilty for not caring. He moved out a couple of months ago because I needed space after some big issues. I asked for a divorce actually, but we settled with a temporary separation for now, not dating other people, but living separately. Right, gentlemen, you ever notice how when we read stories like this, it's always the man that has to move out, right? The man that has to make the compromise, the man who has to do something in order to fix the relationship. Let me tell you something, guys. Women will sit there and they'll say, okay, you need to do this, this, and this in order to fix the relationship. And a lot of guys get confused because they listen to that. They go out there, they do all of those things, and she respects him less now because he's following all of her orders, right? It's like, oh, okay, he's doing all of these things for me, but it doesn't make her any more attracted, guys. Like, women lose respect when you do all of the crap that they tell you to do. Right? It's really quite mind-boggling how women will, they'll issue one set of instructions and then dudes will go and follow it because we're problem solvers, right? We think that, okay, follow the instructions, the problem's solved. But that's really not how it works, guys. Like, a lot of dudes will be out here paying all the bills, running around, doing all this and that, and then their girl doesn't respect them by virtue of the fact that he's doing all of that and she's having to do nothing. You see? But let's continue. He has completely changed. He's going to therapy, reading books on his and my trauma, not drinking anymore, showing interest in me and my life, etc. Pretty much everything I wanted for years. I feel so guilty, and our family and friends pretty much all think I'm at fault for not wanting to get back together. He doesn't handle emotions well either, so I feel like a monster listening to him sob while feeling nothing. I am so numb at this point. I had 2 consultations with marriage therapists, and they both told me they would recommend that I consider divorce, but he is so sure there is hope for us. How can I move past everything we've been through and try again? Guys, I want you to notice this fact here, okay? They've been together for years, right? And it sounds like he'd been drinking or wasn't paying enough attention to her, quote unquote. But I want you guys to notice how they were together for years, right? When he was doing all of these terrible, quote unquote, terrible behaviors, not paying attention to her, going out drinking, probably hanging out with friends, quote unquote, too much, right? He was not paying attention to her. But now that he's quote unquote working on himself, now she doesn't want to get back together, right? It's almost as though when you put in all this effort and you ask her how her day is and you care about her so much, girls don't like that, man. They'll say that they want to be placed first, but then the moment you do, it's all like, oh, well, I need to focus on myself and we need some time apart and all this kind of crap, gentlemen. Right? This is why dudes get so confused, right? Because we as guys, we're problem solvers, and girls will try and hand you instructions to solve the problem, but it's the complete wrong set of instructions every single time. It's just so completely wrong, and this is what makes guys, quite honestly, pull their hair out because nothing seems to work. Right, this is one of the reasons why men don't like dating, gentlemen, is because they simply can't figure it out a lot of the times because nobody tells them. Right, they go to their friends who don't know any better. They go to girls who give them terrible dating advice, and it's just this giant circle where a lot of guys think to themselves, well, you know what? At some point, I'm just out, and I'm not going to be dealing with this anymore. But guys, we're going to be jumping into possibly today's last story, depending on how much time I have before I have to head out of the house. But this is something I wanted to show you guys that I don't even know if I'm allowed to cover this because it's so disgusting. I'm probably going to have to censor a bit of my language here, but let's take a look at this, right? This article right here says, and again, this has this has 750 upvotes on it, right? All men are P-worders and misogynists until proven otherwise, period, under a rant. This is going to be a hard pill to swallow. The majority of men don't value women as people, and I mean the vast majority of men. That is so untrue, it's actually unreal, guys. Most men out here would do anything for girls, to be honest with you. Most men out here, a girl will say to them, jump, and he'll say, how high, or what can I do for you, or come to their protection, or give them money. Right, guys, it is no secret that platforms like OF have been so successful in recent years. Guys will be out here wanting to do anything for these girls so that they can get into relation. A lot of guys really want relationships. They want to have girlfriends and stuff like that. They're really sorely disappointed when they come to the realization of some of this stuff. But the idea that most men don't like women is just so utterly untrue. Most men actually really like women. Truth be told, and they would love to have a relationship and stuff like that. But those guys who want relationships and care about women and go out doing everything that they say, those are the guys that have the hardest time because oftentimes the women don't respect them. So let's continue on. Even the men who are in our daily lives that we cherish, I have come to accept that all men are the T word until proven otherwise. I have found that keeping all men in all situations at arm's length until I have substantial proof of their character to be very beneficial. This goes for family too. I have many male family members that I keep on a need-to-know business-style relationship with. How a man treats any person in his life is indicative of how he views them as a whole, period. Here are some key examples that I have noticed that should be assumed baseline until proven otherwise. And just before we continue, guys, this is actually good advice, just keeping people at arm's length until you understand, what they're all about, just being cautious with where you put your time and respect. That's something that I can understand. But, this part, just the whole first part of this is just absolute clown world BS. Let's continue. Your male friend likely keeps you around for hopes of bedroom fun and then, dogs you behind your back. Your friends with benefits shared your private pictures to his group chat and mocks your body. Most of your boyfriends do this too. The father of the picturesque nuclear family down the street cheats on his wife, then brags about it to his friends, who he can trust will never tell her because bro code. Your male coworker buddy is trash talking you to your supervisor, partially to get ahead, partially because he resents you having the same professional status as a woman, partially because he wants to get with you. Keep it going. Absolutely beautiful thread here, gentlemen, where once again a lot of men see stuff like this, and it's so off-putting to dating and wanting to deal with girls. It's unreal. Before we wrap up today's show, guys, I was going to kind of wrap it up on that thought right there, but I want to give you guys a quick little story. So I've been quite unwell lately, and I went to the doctor's yesterday. And I was sitting there, and you know how they have like TVs sometimes in the waiting room. So I was sitting there, and I had nothing to look at, so I had to look at the television. Guys, I really don't like television at all. But anyway, I sat there watching it, and this was mid morning, and the news program that I was watching specifically spoke about a new program introduced in schools in order to help men with their behavior towards women. That was the first thing that I saw on that news program. And then I was just sitting there in disbelief, man, just because the assumption there is that all men have something wrong inherently with their behavior and should be adjusted as they come into adolescence or whatever period of schooling they were talking about. I forget. And then the very next story, guys, was about how it was empowering for women to get on platforms like OF to make their money because it's just the same as a normal job. And guys, this was a morning show, right? This was literally a morning show that people watch, and I was sitting there like, if you guys saw this, I'm a lot of you guys, I think, would agree with me saying that is just totally insane. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's show there. As always, make sure to leave your thoughts and your comments to today's stories, and leave your opinions and your own situations if you would like. But otherwise, guys, we'll be ending today's show there. So make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you boys in the next one. Peace.